All right, here we go. Hey, it's Adam and Mike's Just the Tips Podcast, episode number 24, coming to you virtual style.
Yeah, dude. Figure we could try to do it a little bit different, kind of a different look for things. And plus, I mean, you got me in the gym like 9 days a week anyway, so figure we could.
We don't want to get there on a Saturday night, exactly.
Yeah.
And we've been very diligent with the podcast every week, but we did miss the one when I was on vacation because we didn't really have an elegant way of putting this together. So this kind of works for us.
Yeah, and I figured,
time.
Yeah, if we do it like this, then we know that, if we are apart for a little while, that we can still, reach out to each other and shoot podcasts.
There you go. Sounds good. So before we get going too far, shout out to our sponsors. Start up with Shaft Wraps. Not a day goes by that somebody doesn't. You and Sundog first.
It's all right. We can let Shaft Wraps have the first run at it.
I was just thinking about Shaft Wraps because again, somebody stopped me on the course and like, what is that? Right now, our good friend and pro Trevor Alexander at Wiltwick, he just got a new shaft, like a bizarre one, right?
Oh yeah, dude, that thing was pretty sweet looking, but that wasn't a wrap though. The shaft was freaking awesome. They call it like the Hulk, and Hulk. I think it was Hulk, and
it is.
Yeah, dude, that thing was freaking sweet. So we should probably reach out to Shaft Wraps and have them design one like that.
Well, that's what I'm getting at is he's got this shaft that's unbelievable, made by Hazardous. It's a custom shaft. It's a pro shaft. It's green. It fades into purple. It's all iodized. What do you think a shaft like that goes for?
I mean, to be honest, dude, I remember kind of as I was getting into being able to have the money to like buy new drivers or buy like newer stuff. And I remember like wanting to buy change a shaft and like buy a new shaft, and that was the more expensive part of a club.
Yeah.
So I would imagine those things being up around $300.
So this head turning shaft's got to be every bit of $300. $18. Get yourself a shaft wrap.
Yes. And listen, I'll be honest. Like dude, I like the feel. You put that matte black one on my wedge, and not that it adds too much weight. And I mean, what does it change it from? Tell. It changes it. I just feel like it's kind of. I feel like it's kind of weighted evenly through the whole thing now.
Yeah. The other thing is I keep going into my bag. All my clubs look the same now. Those Ping I-530s look a lot like my Vokey wedges. And when you're looking in a hurry, I look down, I see the yellow one, I pick out the yellow one, I hit the 54 degree. So shout out to Shaft Wraps. Yep.
Yeah,
I think you are.
I think I'll probably do the same with my wedges. I'll probably put something obnoxious on the 58.
Because you never hit
it. But, I'll just bring it out just to kind of show it off,
There you go.
But, yeah.
So, but shout out to Sundog.
Sundog,
my wife's,
baby.
My wife's 2 pair of Mother's Day sunglasses came. So, like I said, that was the right move. JTT 15 at checkout to get 15% off. And every day, not just Mother's Day. So, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and to be honest, man, so I've had these for a week now. I opened them last week on our podcast, and these are like the everything. And I wore them all day today at my daughter's softball tournament, and I mean, just crystal clear, dude. I'm telling you, these are like almost prescription, like even in my house right now. So pretty sweet. So JTT 15, guys, get yourself a pair. You won't be sorry.
There you go. All right. And then, of course, Todd over at Ballhawker, ballhawker.com, Ballhawker USA, for all your repurposed, recycled golf ball needs. Again, $21 for Pro Vs, $24 for this year's Pro Vs. You can't beat it. I got Money Mike playing those tri-tracks like they're going out of style, right? So we played with him last night, and he played good, but he had a strategy around today, and executed most of the strategy, but lost too many balls out of tri-tracks. Had to go to TaylorMade's. Didn't have the tracks on there.
I should have gave
I'm
you that
telling
thing
you.
where you can make your own. So that's what we're going to get into today. That's what today's podcast is going to be about. Is yesterday we played with Money Mike, and he's very analytical. I mean, he's a numbers guy. That's what he does for a living.
Yeah.
So now when we played with him in Florida, he was picking your brain, and I mean, he loved just the information the more information you can get about golf, the better, obviously. Some people, like myself, tend to overanalyze it and not be able to put those numbers into their places to help my game, but it definitely helps me understand things a little bit better and pretty much know what I'm doing wrong. But
so I think one of the big things is like, you think the quintessential and is our contemporary is Bryson DeChambeau is the most analytical golfer in history, right? But there was
I think he's the most outspoken about it. He's not shy to tell you what's going on in his head. These other guys, I think, are probably the same way. They just don't verbalize it as much,
But even going back to one of Tiger's swing coaches when he went away from Butch Harmon, and he went to I forget what the guy's name, but they got into swing speed and carry and attack angle. That was the first time. But from that kind of analytics all the way to Chi Rodriguez or Lee Trevino, who were all field golfers. There's a lot of different ways to play this game, and you can get paralysis by analysis. There's no doubt about that.
That's definitely me. I mean, I found myself now more recently standing over that ball, just what feels like 45 seconds, which is probably only 10. I'm hoping it's only 10. But standing there doing nothing for a good blank amount of time that I need to wait. I need to click, 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 and then go. But listen, so we got talking yesterday, and we were on 13, and you had a really good shot in there. What'd you have, 100 yards, 109 or something like that, 91?
Yeah, so the folks from the United Kingdom, from Thailand, from Puerto Rico that follow us, 13,
91 yards.
Yeah, no, I was thinking more. It's a relatively short par 4. It's a good drive over a hill, but if you hit the backside of the hill, it's going to run down to 100 or inside of 100. Big drivers, hit it down inside of 50. But the way this hole protects itself is the green. The green kind of sets up like a dartboard. It tilts right into you, and it's pretty extreme. And half the green is covered by a very large, intimidating bunker. So you end up with a shot that's, on
the
average,
other half
100 yards.
Is kind of like a slippery, scary putt. So it's a well-designed hole.
Yeah, it protects itself being a short par 4 by the green, right? So
don't mind that 30-mile-an-hour wind in your face at all times.
Because it comes straight down this valley. So it's a really cool hole. So, yesterday, I hit a good drive. I was down, for lack of, I can't remember exactly what it was. Call it 100 yards. Doesn't matter, right? But you got your favorite club in your hand, right?
So, pin is right center. Everything slopes left to right and back to front, the opposite of a Rodin. And
it's a Dan row.
You said you hit the ball great. You hit a great shot. You were pin high. You were actually a little right of the pin. Maybe 8 feet. But if you miss the green right, it drops off, and it's very thick rough, and it's very tough up and down.
Because it's thick.
If you miss that shot left, you're center of the green, left side of the green, whatever, 2-putt. I mean, not an easy 2-putt, but you're on the green putting,
Right. So my strategy, I was right side of the fairway, and I said, my thought process was to take the sand trap out of the way by hitting it to the center, maybe just slightly left center of the green, even though it would have left me, a 20-foot putt. I thinned it, I pushed it, and I got away with it, and I ended up 6 or 8 feet away, right of the pin. It didn't roll off the green, but I felt like I got very lucky where that was, but I got lucky because of my dispersion thought process.
All right, so that's what we're going to get into, because we were playing with Money Mike, and he had a shot going in. He had maybe like a little less than you on his second shot out of the rough, and he's very analytical, and he wanted to talk his shots out to us to like maybe confirm that that's, you know, good job or whatever it is. You know, sometimes it's nice to say it out loud and have somebody listen to you. But then he hit it in the bunker. And his play was he wanted to get it up and to the left of the bunker. I know what he was doing because we play on the same level. I know that he just wanted to get it like up there anywhere. And it came out of the rough too fluffy and, you know, whatever. Your thought process is to just aim it left of the bunker. Do not be in that bunker on any miss possible, which is 100% correct. Now,
So that, to me, the miss there is, I'm not thinking about the pin. I'm thinking about the middle of the green, and I'm taking the bunker out of play, so I'm slightly left of the green. But my miss is long and left, right? Yeah. So he's going straight at the pin. We got U.S. Open.
I don't think he was going straight at the
right
pin.
now.
I think he was going over. I think he was like going over the left half of the bunker, which
but still going over the bunker.
Over the bunker, yeah. So the miss is aim at the try to go over the left edge of the bunker and miss left, right?
Yeah. Middle of the green. Because if you're in the middle of the green, no matter where that pin is, the worst putt you're going to have is 20 feet. If you pull it, you're going to have a 30-foot putt. If you skinny it the way I did and hit it right, you're right on the pin. And that's the way to play dispersion. But Mike didn't take the danger out of the way. Even though it's only 100 yards. It's you should be confident over a shot like that. But again, he turned what I thought was a pretty easy bogey into a pretty big number.
Because here's the thing: he didn't take into consideration of it's okay to be a little long, or whatever. It's okay to be somewhere else, because the problem is then you're going to be in that bunker, and then you got to hit you'd either have to hit a really good bunker shot, or you're just going to be out of the bunker. And then you're going to have that shot that you would have had if you just hit a crappy shot from the back one. You know what I mean? Just hit an extra club or something and then be there, you know? So here's the thing, right? So I was watching this video this morning. It just happened to pop up. I definitely watched the video before because we were talking about like figuring out that dispersion, what your circle is, and then get that somewhere. And you said this before we got on, before we started recording, you said what you did on number 9. Explain what you did on number 9 today.
Sure. So
you gotta use the words.
There you go. Match play, playing a really long hitter. I mean, he's out driving us all day with a 4 hybrid, and he's 40 yards in front of us with a 4 hybrid. On a lot of holes, if he hits driver, he'll be 100 yards ahead of me. I mean, he literally hits the ball 350 yards. It's ridiculous. Check out Joey Redmond's
that bomb.
The bomb video.
I'll try to throw it up. I'll throw it up in the thing up here.
Yeah, 500. You'll see 510 yard par 5. Joey to 126 yards. Driver sandwich into a par 5. So this is an incredibly long driver. But he's got me and my partner down. Him and his partner have us down 1 going in the 9. So we press the 9th hole. You guys know the 9th at Wiltwick. Water right, water in front of the green. You got to hit a good drive if you're going to get on the green.
OB left.
I don't hit a good drive. I pull it left, which has me about 193 yards to the pin, 185 carry over water. Right?
So when we talked off camera, you used the word cover. You said 185 cover. Right? All right, now you can finish your sentence.
I was just in the simulator, and I know my regular hybrid swing is going to be like 175 to in the air, 185 rollout. I had a little wind. I had a little bit of a flyer
There's
lie, and I know yeah. I also know if I swing if I swing 90% instead of my normal 80%, I can get this ball there, and that's exactly what I did. So, but instead of aiming at the pin, which would have had to fly the water, all of it,
which is more of a cover.
Yeah. So I aimed to the left side, knowing that if I hit the green, I'm going to leave myself a 30-foot putt, but I'm going to be on the green. But if I leave it short, I'm only chipping. I'm not in the pond, right? Mm-hmm. So even though I'm in match play and I'm going first, I smoked it onto the green. I did exactly what I needed to do. Just pin high, probably hit it about 195 where it ended up. But I had a 35-foot downhill slippery putt. But it put a lot of pressure on Joey. It really did.
Well, there's that too. So you got match play. So now he knows you're on and two with a press. Now it gives him pressure on him to be like, all right, now I got to hit this on. You know.
Plus he's right side. He can't bail out. He's got to carry. So What's he do? What do you think he did?
Hit it in the water?
No, hit it long.
Go long. Yeah, long.
Hit it long
that's a smart play on his part.
But then couldn't get up and down. Right?
But at least he gave, it's a smart play. So when we played in that Ryder Cup last year, I was stroking on 9 and I was up 1. Now, water right in my head, the guy I was playing against goes first, and he hit a pretty good drive. So I bunted a hybrid out there. Then I went next because he was out ahead of me. I bunted another hybrid up there. And I stroked on that hole. So now that put the pressure on him that he was like, all right, I was sitting at the 75-yard marker. He's like technically in 1. He's like, now I can go for it. So I put the pressure on him, and then I just bunted a pitching wedge onto the green, and he was like, all right, your hole, man. But you used the very key words there, cover and rollout, which I watched this video this morning, and those are like the big numbers that the pros use. Instead of 185 to the pin, their caddies, you see them at the books, they know the yard to the pin. Like they don't, dude, the pin sheets for the pros are literally, all right, this is 8 steps on from the front edge, 6 steps to the left of that pond. Like they're exact. They don't care about that. They care about what is it to cover and what is my rollout if I go off the back. Like they're very important numbers. So like you were saying, you got into the simulator and you had this circle. Now for righties, the circle is it's an oval. It's kind of turned a little bit. I don't know about like on camera right now. I don't know which way this is facing, but
but it's like a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, so if you pull the ball or draw the ball a little bit, it's going to be a little bit longer, and if you fade the ball, it's going to be a little bit shorter. So the top left of the circle is elongated this way, and the bottom right's elongated that way. That's why hole number 12 at Augusta is very tough for righties. You take that circle, it's designed that way on purpose, by the way.
I never thought about that.
That's why lefties it's great for.
It's so skinny. And it's the opposite of
the circle.
If the green goes this way, dispersion goes this way. Wow.
Yeah. So Colin Morikawa, I saw his caddy book. Colin Morikawa's, on the green. So say a righty circle is this way, the green is this way. Again, on the camera, I don't know which way I'm facing.
Yeah.
But literally on this top half of the green, he just has it X'd out. Like, just don't even go for it. You got to just pretend it's not there. It's because the problem is with that green is the more you go towards the pin or like to the back right, the more cover it is. Mm-hmm. But the shorter of a shot you're hitting. So you know what I mean? Like if you got to hit it over there, you either have to draw it or you got to fade. It's designed that way on purpose, and that's why it's very hard. But let's take that circle, okay? Now for you, your circle is this big. Right, my circle's this big, and it's this big. It's. But I'm saying, so you take that circle, right, and let's just say, the pin is my nose, right? Mm-hmm. That's your circle. But now, if there's a bunker here, what you do is you got to figure out the cover, right? Let's say this is the bunker, the cover's there. So now your circle moves here. or here, or whatever. It's whatever it is to cover that, right? But then all right, let's say there's a bunker up the left side of the green. It's like, all right, let's move my circle over here. It's like, those are the things that the pros are doing. Now, you were talking about Bryson, right? Now, obviously, in Bryson's prime, he's kind of, I'd say he's in his prime, or maybe kind of in the back half of his prime, or whatever we want to call it. But he's had the technology to do all of the stuff that, we're talking about, like really dial his numbers in. And everybody has the technology. But in Tiger's prime, the technology of shot, these shot tracers and trackers and all these things wasn't readily available like it is now. But he was still doing the exact same thing. He just didn't talk about it. He didn't, he wasn't posting on YouTube or anything like that. He was still doing it. So if you go and watch some of Tiger's old stuff, or even Rory's like old stuff when he was in his prime, because he's probably not in his prime anymore.
He just won the other day. He won last week.
I know, but
Scotty wasn't there. The criminal wasn't there.
But he, I think it was a PGA Championship. Where did he win? I think he won in Valhalla. Don't quote me on this. 2011. Let's see. PGA Championship was 2013 in Kiowa, so I think he won in 11, and then somebody else won, and then he won again. And if you go back and watch, Rory didn't go at any pins that day. That whole tournament, he didn't really go at pins. He played a very conservative, figure that circle out, and let's just do it. And then sooner or later, listen, like you've said, bogeys are going to happen and birdies are going to happen, but tap-in pars are pretty nice. You know what I mean? So if you go and watch like any good player, that's what they're doing.
So same thing with Scheffler, though, and they said that's why his game sets up so well for Augusta, is his dispersion, his oval is very small, and those greens are very small. So you and I were talking about the other day. I had a really good round going on in league the other night, and I had 8 consecutive pars in league.
The nice casual league that Adam's taking so serious.
we're leading. By the way, Joey told me, he goes, I didn't know league started, and he's last year's defending champ. He goes, I'll start playing now.
Did you tell him? You're like, it doesn't start for like another month.
Oh, by the way, the season-long match play registration due by May 20th. That's like tomorrow.
Oh, shoot. It's Monday.
Yeah.
I thought we just automatically get signed up for that.
You would think. Anyway, so Mike's like, I'm aiming to the middle of the green, and we get off the course. Mike says, why weren't you aiming for the pin, trying to knock birdie down, And I go, no, I know. I was taking the sand trap out. I was playing to the middle of the green. I thinned it. I hit it right, and ended up like 8 feet away. Ended up missing the putt. But we had this discussion about positivity, and you're saying, hey, playing to the middle of the green, playing it safe. That's like negative thinking, right? And I tried to defend it, and I wasn't doing a good job. Now you just watch this. Do you understand a little bit better what I'm trying to say? And
I've tried to preempt every time I say the statement. I get it. I definitely get it. Especially when you're a good player. Like, it's like, dude, if I can hit this shot, and then like this is the miss, or these are the 2 misses, right? Like this is pin, this is the miss, and this is the miss. Fine, I get it. But that's not mine. So like your circle's the size of my head. My circle is the size of my body. So it's a little bit harder to that circle, that oval doesn't cover the green. So sometimes it's the next tee box, or it's laying up in the fairway. So for me, it's trust your swing, commit to the shot, and try to hit it's kind of like everything that we talked about in the meditation stuff. It's like picture the shot, picture the logo, and picture the one, and all these things. So for me, since I don't have that near miss like you do, like literally your miss on 13 was, you guys all right there? Literally, your miss on 13 was a 6.5 foot straight putt, pin high. That was your miss. My miss could have been in that bunker or could have been on 14T. You know what I mean?
So you got two things going on kind of simultaneously, right? Which is really, really cool. One is that you recognize that and you understand that. So when we're on the range, right? And we're trying to, it's not about knocking the pin down and bouncing it off the 150-yard marker, right? It's really about consistency. So like when I have the high school girls in the simulator, right? I try and help them, show a pattern of dispersion, but because they're entry-level golfers, right? And they're kind of whacking it all over the place, you can't take the two short ones and you can't take the two like really long ones. So if they hit,
or the two
hit
perfectly straight ones.
So like I said, so you have to take out the anomalies, and go, okay, if I take out the really bad ones and the really, really good ones, what's my average? What am I averaging this club to? But then when you're working on stuff, you have to work on getting that dispersion. I love getting into the simulator and hitting the same iron and going, how tight can I make that circle? How tight can I make that circle?
All right, so here's the deal. I'm going to do that, but I don't want to do it in a simulator. So we're going to get one of those little shot
on the course.
No, on a grass range.
Yeah.
On a grass range, we'll get one of those little pocket simulator things that do it for you. Because I need to hit it off grass. Because I'm telling you, dude, even the chipping contest that we posted, I posted here, 54 yards to that basket. I mean, near misses for me. I had 2 of those on the front 9 yesterday, and chickened out on both of them because it was off of grass, not a freaking mat. So I need to hit off grass.
Fine, and you're right. If you have the and again, I guess you can do it wherever. I just like the exactitude of seeing those shots. Now where we should do it is Northway, because Northway you can hit out of the garage bays.
No,
right? I mean, it's still on the turf.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right.
Yeah. So we can do it at Ascot. We can do it. We can do it in my backyard. But it's
they have taken that G quad. They do take that out to the range. We could ask them to bring that outside.
And then you just have it hooked up to an iPad, and it's fine. We're doing it. We're doing it.
All right.
We're gonna.
Sounds good.
Pretty soon we're adding a new sponsor to the beginning. Is Foresight. They're Foresight.
Yeah, or TrackMan. Come on, TrackMan. Just send one. Just 22 grand. Just
Dude,
say,
there's
just
a
send
couple.
it.
No, there's a couple like little like pocket ones that you can have the app set up on your phone, and then you put down the little like radar thing. It's literally the size of this chapstick.
Quick question for you: if you could only have one sponsor, right, and it was going to be
Monster.
like the
Monster. Don't even finish the
ultimate
Monster.
No. They're not one of the options. You got two. You got 2 options. You could your sponsor would either send you a quad simulator, a TrackMan, a Foresight, whatever one that you decided, or you could get a free fin scooter. Which one would you take?
Ooh. Ooh.
I know this. I know the simulators are a lot more expensive than the fin scooters. But if somebody was just to give me something, I'd have a real.
See, the thing with the fin scooter, here's the thing with the fin scooter. And this is what I was thinking about the other day, because I really, really, really want one.
I love those things.
I was thinking about how do we get it around? Like, you're going to have one of those, like, old lady, the old lady has a scooter on the back of her Prius?
The Rascal scooter that goes on a Reese hitch on the back of my car, and I'm going to put it on there, and I'm going to ratchet strap it down. I'm going to drive it everywhere.
I actually think... I think that it would just be my driver, my daily driver. Like drive it to work.
You're like around uptown. I would keep it with me all the time, but like when I went to the mall, I drive it right through the middle of the mall.
Yeah, heck yeah, dude. Yeah, like and I just have like a handicap sticker. Like it's okay, I'm handicapped.
If we were like on the if we were like on the rail trail and like taking like everybody else is walking, I'm just zipping by.
Everyone
on the
else
fin
is there
scooter.
for exercise, and you're just like drinking beers and driving a fin scooter.
we go to the street festival. Everybody's got to walk the county fair. I never get off the fin scooter, out of my car on the fin scooter, and just that's.
Can you get a DUI on a fin scooter? You think?
I could try.
Could try really hard. I think if it doesn't go above 15 miles an hour, you can't get a DUI. That's a rule I'm making.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're moving into a over 55 retirement community, and everybody in their garage has a golf cart, right? And it's for driving, like to the clubhouse, to the pool, and you're in this private community. And he said you can get a DWI with these things. He said he says you're not allowed to drink and drive these golf carts around.
Dude, honestly, I would just gate that entire community and not let any police in there. That's all I would do.
So when we were down in Myrtle with Maddie, I would get the dog loved driving in the golf cart, so I got him in the golf cart. I got a 6-pack of beer. We're driving around. We're waving at people. Am I breaking the law? I don't think so. The one I was on wasn't roadworthy.
In all honesty, well, and that's the thing too. Is like I remember reading somewhere that like you can't get a ticket like in a mall parking lot because like. What's the street name that they're going to give you? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
So
but everybody's seen that guy who got the DWI on the John Deere tractor, on his lawnmower. He got a Dewey, so he lost his license, so he drove his tractor to the liquor store, got liquored up, and got another Dewey on the lawn tractor. So.
Yeah, I would gate that community off and just say no police at all. Just like this is a drinking of highly intoxicated community.
I'll tell you what my dad said. He always said for every beer you had, just take 10 miles an hour off of how fast you drive. After 6 beers, you can't go anywhere. I said, but after 5, you're only doing 5 miles an hour. I said,
that's why I drive 100 miles an hour. So I could have 9 beers.
What were we talking about? Dispersion?
Yeah, dispersion. But no, so the dispersion of my golf shots is about the dispersion of this conversation. But no, so I do want to do a part 2 of this, to be honest, because I want to figure out what my numbers are. And, at Northway, they did them, but I was also trying different clubs and things like that. I want to figure those numbers out because you use those 2 keywords as cover and then also the rollout. So they know, all right, if I hit my 7-iron, like for me, my 7-iron, we'll just say off the top of my head, is like a 147 carry. 147 carry. So it's going to cover that bunker and then it's going to roll out to 155 or whatever, whatever it is. So it won't roll off the back, but it will cover the bunker or whatever. So I need to figure those numbers out. And then, like you said, go play around without the pins in.
I wish they would have a tournament where they go, today, guys.
This is what we do is we just play behind somebody and then just tell them and just not to put the pins back in.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm telling you.
And then we make a video about how much they're assholes. Oh, these assholes not putting the pins back in.
No, I forget what I was watching or what video, and they were talking. Oh, no, they were talking about D1 college players and about how the coach makes them practice without the pins on the green. He goes out, collects all the pins, they play the round, and they're aiming at the middle of the green. Unless you can see the cup, right? And you got to be that close. So now I'm chipping, or now I got a real shot. But he said their score is reduced so dramatically just playing to the middle of the green.
So that'll be my homework between now and next week is to figure out my dispersion. Your homework is to figure out when they started putting flags on greens and why. You know what I mean? Like I bet, like it probably started.
You don't think that was from day one?
I don't know. Maybe they were like, "Hey, let's mess with them even more and start putting a flag here. We'll stick it over here behind this bunker."
Well, originally it was just some Scottish guys with a crooked stick, a rock, and a gopher hole. And
a thing of scotch, right? That's why there's 18 holes, because there's 18 shots in a bottle of scotch. Did you know that?
I love it. I love it.
I think it's something.
I do. You and I are overdue for a emergency 9, as it's been called, a round of golf that you play as hard as you possibly can, and it's emotionally, mentally draining. You're making every 2-foot putt, and then you go to the bar, and then you grab a 6-pack, and you go back out on the course, and you just remember how much fun this game is, just to swing as hard as you can and not care where the ball goes.
So, question for you. Sponsored by Ping or FootJoy or a whiskey company or a bourbon company?
Oof. Oof.
All right, stay tuned for the answer on that one. I'll let you you have a week to decide on that one and why.
Initial thought, bourbon company, but I have to do a little bit more thinking about that.
Yeah, we're going to come back with bourbon sponsors, FootJoy, Finn Scooters, and Monster.
Oh, come on, let's go.
All right, so that's our homework, man. We got to figure out those numbers. I mean, you got yours. So, I got to get mine.
Yep. So again, I think that's it, man. And then here's the other thing, and I just want to touch on this briefly, is that once you start seeing dispersions in cover, you realize that there's multiple ways to hit the same club. Like right now, you're saying your swing coach, what he's got you working on, you got one move. Yeah. One move only is to try and hit the ball correctly. But once you get comfortable with that, and I'm still working through like the nuance of new clubs, but once you get that, you should be able to hit a flighted shot, a high shot, a draw, a fade, and each one of those clubs is gonna have a different cover and a different rollout.
Well,
right?
That's
and
another thing.
And having control over all of those,
Yeah. And I don't have like I only have one shot right now. I don't even have like a smooth 7, right? I have like a 7. A 7 that I'm trying to hit correctly is what I have. So, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yep. Listen, right, man, it's been a good
dude. Yeah, dude. If I wasn't near, I mean, I don't know if I'll have road nose, but maybe I'll get outside on the next one too. So, all right, brother.
Just the tips.